Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters, welcome to your May 2024 Astro Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant sign because it's going to be that much more accurate for you on that day-to-day level. I am using whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know, and if I ever forget to give you the dates or the degrees of the transit, don't worry, you can find all of that in the description box below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your first transit that we're going to look at, Mars comes into at 0 degrees. Mars is going to come into the sign of Aries, into your third house of communications, conversations, partnerships, paperwork and documents, right? So this is likely to bring a lot of activities with things like communication and commuting in your local area, with Mars ruling your career as well, because Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio, which for you is your which is in your 10th house, so your career, right? These things, there could be a lot of wheeling and dealing sort of going on at this time. There could be a lot of deals to be done. You might be getting really proactive about a lot of the connections that you're forging, especially in your local area or around specifically around paperwork, documents, all of that kind of stuff. Conversations about your career will definitely be to the forefront at this moment in time, and it's also possible that it might become sort of more evident, right? Like if there are things that you want to release or there are skills that you want to brush up at this time that relate to your career, this is definitely a good time to do both of those things. Mars brings passion, it brings energy, it brings, you know, a bit of fire to your communications as well. So watch watch the mouth at this time, because it's possible that you could be a little bit feistier than usual, because how people receive you, it's not, how we present ourselves is not always how people receive us. So it's important that you know that it's possible that, when people say like, oh, you're being a little extra feisty at the moment or a little bit extra sassy, that's probably the case. All right. So just something to, excuse me, excuse me. Just something to consider. For this, you've got the Two of Wands, nice, with the Six of Wands, wow, and the Four of Pentacles, right? So look, I love this. First of all, it bodes very well for a lot of the contractual matters that are going forward at this moment in time. A lot of the partnerships, connections and collaborations that you are forging at this moment have a very lucrative slant to them. That Four of Pentacles does suggest that you're not up for budging, right? Now, as a fixed sign, you can be somewhat stubborn. So it's, this is kind of reiterating that, but you are a little bit more stubborn or a little bit more forceful with this one, and it's like you're hell-bent on getting your way, and with these cards it kind of suggests that you will. All right, so you're in a very strong position for whatever it is that you're trying to do at this moment in time, and where communications around the career or anything that's going to shape or change your status in some regard, this is very, very good news. These are good cards for this kind of thing. All right. Oh, that's the first of the month. On the 16th of May, Mercury is going to come into, it was already in Taurus, but Mercury is going to come into Taurus, into your 4th house of home, family, property, real estate, the place that you live, who you live there with, your deep emotional self. You've got a stellium here now, right? You've got Uranus, you've got Jupiter, you've got the Sun, you've got Venus, and you've got Mercury. That is a lot of energy in your home, family, property, and real estate space. This stellium is then sped up by Mercury coming into this place, right? Mercury is the paperwork, it's the communications, it's the conversations, it's the interactions. Home, property, family, all of these things are going to be a little bit hard to ignore at this time. And since Mercury for you rules your 5th house of pleasure, joy, romance, creativity, luck and success, your personal business as well if you've got one, and it also rules your 8th house of other people's finances and money, there can be a lot of focus on things like mortgages, loans, taxes, inheritance. There might be considerations around a home and family situation where Potentially there are serious discussions about an inheritance as well. All of these are things that are very possible with this much of a concentration here in the fourth house. You are potentially changing homes, or something about the home sector becomes abundantly clear at this moment in time, and it helps you feel more secure for your future. With such an emphasis in this fourth house, this is about your roots. It's about what is going to allow you to feel strong, what is going to be a really strong power base for you in order to grow strong, in order to move forward in some way, shape or form. So for this, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. The luck is with you. The fates would have it. You've got the Five of Wands. Okay, so it's potentially some tough conversations to be had. Okay, and then you've also got the Six of Cups, right, which is very happy memories, good conversations with siblings as well. So like a sibling could be a real brilliant support at this time. Love this. There could also be conversations around travel that needs to take place at this moment in time as well. So I think this one as well sees you very much on the road. There's a lot of things happening, and that Wheel of Fortune with the Five of Wands, this could be maybe not necessarily you mediating, but you could be watching something play out and just be like, well, I'm kind of glad it's got nothing to do with me, right? I'm really glad I'm not, a part of this, or being sucked into or dragged into something that doesn't really feel like it's anything to do with me. There is an element of this as well that could have something to do with relationships. It's possible that it could have a lot to do with your finances and resources. As I said, it's also possible that this could have a oh come on brain, this could have an impact on your future in some way, like how you really sort of think about where it is that you're going from here. So lots to consider with this one as well. As if that wasn't enough, on the 19th of the month, Mars is going to conjunct the North Node in your third house. This is a fated moment around contracts, commitments. Remember, the North Node is a fated moment, and it's also an amplification point. Mars is, it's an action energy. So this is some kind of fated action that you're taking, some kind of career move or contract that is signed at this time that could be a very big deal for your future. This might have something to do with your home. That's possible. Might have something to, that maybe it comes with a little bit of friction in that area. Since Mars is at home here, it starts a brand new cycle for you over the course of the next 2 years, because that's how long Mars takes to transit the zodiac. This could also be some kind of information that finds you, that completely changes your perception around things and provides, it's almost like not only does it change your perception or your mind, but it also really it helps you consider how that change of perception can really shape your course of action moving forward. Watch out for disputes at this time as well, especially because things that are initiated at this point may come back to bite you later. And I will say, remember, Mars is going to go retrograde later this year in Leo and come back into Cancer all the way through the very beginning of 2025, right the way through till like February. It doesn't even leave Cancer until, because it starts its retrograde in Leo, it will come back into Cancer. So, and we're going to have this, it's going to be a really long time. It's like the first 3 months of 2025 basically. So this is something that I want you to be very mindful of. Any disputes, etc., be careful, because they could come back around at a later date and bite you in the arse, and you don't want that. So for this, you've got the High Priestess. There's going to be something hidden that comes to light. Some piece of information that finds you now is going to change your perspective on something. With the Queen of Swords, right? So there's going to be some potential, because the Queen of Swords is what we go to war for. And you've got this with the Judgment card. These are big cards, right? This is something within antiquity to do with either a sibling or a family member, right? So some piece of information that comes up and it actually changes your ideas, your ideals, or your viewpoint, and it changes your perception. You're going to see things in a very different light as a result of this Mars conjunct the North Node. And I think when you do, it will provide you the oomph that you need to make a certain decision or to press on in a certain way. With the Judgment card with the Queen of Swords, this could be an air sign woman, Aquarius, Gemini or Libra, that you come back into contact with, that you reconnect with in some way. Remember, the Judgment card is Oh, come on, brain. Yeah, like with the Judgment card, it's usually the deep past. So whatever's coming up here, it will have been something that's been hidden for some time. And because we've got the High Priestess here, it's coming to light, whether somebody else wants it to or not. So pay attention to these, I'm going to call it at like the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, because that's the transit window, right? That period of 3 days, pay attention to what comes up, especially what's shared about things from the past. All right, and then on the 26th of May, Jupiter, the Lord of expansion, growth, blessings, and abundance, is coming into the sign of Gemini for a nice 12-month long stay. It's going to immediately conjunct Venus, and both of these going to immediately trine Aquarius, which is where you are, right? Which is Pluto in Aquarius at this moment in time. Jupiter in the fifth is a wonderful energy. Jupiter loves to be in the fifth house. Jupiter loves children, right? And can and will provide many of them. So it's possible, and I will say, if you are looking to get pregnant or anything like that, this next 12 months can absolutely do it. It can also be that a personal business, which is also the fifth house, could do very, very well at this time. It's a 12-month transit. And it begins in a really stellar way because it immediately comes into a conjunction with Venus. Venus for you rules your home, also rules your ninth house. And these two benefics, the greatest, good force energies in the zodiac, are immediately trining that Pluto in your first house, right? This is in some way the connections to foreign lands or places or people. Your personal power and magnetism are very strong at this time. You're really attractive right now, especially magnetic, because you've got Pluto in the first, enabling you to draw to yourself all of the things that you desire. There might be a potent financial slant to this, or again something to do with your career. All very possible. It's also worth noting that the fifth house is very lucky. It's investments as well as romance and sex. So all of these things could be coming back into your life in stellar fashion, darling. So pleasure is coming back in. Are you ready for pleasure? Are you ready for more enjoyment? Are you ready for more fun? The fifth house is also children, as I said earlier, and creativity. So there's all of that to consider as well. I really like this. And even if Jupiter doesn't necessarily do great, in the sign of Gemini, I don't care. I still think this is going to be lovely. And because the first thing that it does is set up a trine with Venus and Pluto, I feel like this is telling us what we're going to be getting out of the next 12 months in these areas of life. For this, you've got the Ten of Wands. So there's, again, something to do with movement, change of home, location, all of that stuff. The Two of Swords. So scores being settled in your favour. And you've got this with the King of Wands, usually a fire sign male. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could feature for you. Remember, Jupiter is the great benefic, but it also rules helpful people. It also rules people that can assist you, people that can help you, people that can play the role of mentor, coach, guru, etc. And the King of Wands is about your... Excuse me. The King of Wands is about your visibility. So this is helping you be seen in some way, or potentially with the Two of Swords, this could see you breaking away from what or how people have known you up until this point and deciding to go in a completely new direction in some way, shape or form. And I actually think this could be fantastic for you. I really, really do. Okay, so before we get into your lunations, if you would like to take my tarot course, this is the last time I'll be teaching this course this year. I will, because at the end of the latter half of this year, I've got lots of other things that I want to bring you. So stay tuned for those. I will also say to you, when it comes to your... When it comes to the course, it's 3 hours every week of live classes, interactive, where you can ask me all sorts of questions and we dig into the cards and the deck and all of that good stuff. You get 5 bonus videos, 12, more than that, 12 PDFs, let's say. On top of that, you get live client demo, class practice, Trust me, I've put everything into this course. I'm super proud of it and I love it. And I won't be offering this course again until next year. And I will be putting the price up. It's been the same price for almost 4 years at this point. So, and I have to say, it's, you know, even if I do say so myself, I've put a lot into it. It's more than worth the price. All right. So if you want to get that, enrollment closes on the 30th of April. So if you're watching this after the fact, I apologize, but there are no spaces left, or enrollment is closed, should I say. May the odds be ever in your favor. So on the 8th of the month, we're going to have a Taurus new moon in your home, family, property and real estate sector at 18 degrees of the sign, right? And this, you've got the gate 31 and leadership. There's something that you're doing is a very pioneering sort of fashion. So maybe you're leading the way with or in your family in some way. You're doing something that is almost quite novel or quite pioneering within your family or familial sector. So love that for you. And then on the 23rd of the month, the sun will be in Gemini. We will have the annual Sagittarius full moon, which for you is in your 11th house of gains from your business, your friendships, your future orientated goals, hopes, wishes and dreams, and also benefactors, right? Jupiter is in the 5th house, right? Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So this is bringing you multiple people that can help you. Remember, because Gemini is always more than one. So I love this for you. I actually think this full moon could be very, very telling about who your people are, who are the right friendships, who are the right connections, and what do you need for your future plans to take off. And for this, you've got the gate 22 and grace, and the message behind this, right? Interesting, because that's 5th house stuff. The message behind this card is, this is a soulmate card, right? It means that if you're single, you're connecting with somebody around the time of this full moon who really is going to be a part of your future in a very big way. If you are partnered or married or in a long-term commitment, maybe you come into the realization that this is your person, that you are where you're meant to be, or you're with the person that you're supposed to be with at this time. That can be wonderful. And the other message behind this card that I absolutely love, and it makes sense with the axis that's here, is to create for the sake of creating. Don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about going viral. Don't worry if it's going to do this, that, or the other. Don't worry about any of that. Just create and love what you create and really immerse yourself in it and lose yourself in it. And the rest will happen just by chance, right? This is really a magic card more than anything else. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you want to sign up for my course, hit the link in the description box below. Take care, and I'll see you soon.